From twin jungle sinkholes atop mountains in South America to frozen lakes hidden below sea level in Antarctica, today we visit Earth's strangest lost worlds. Number 13. Mount Roraima. A 12 square mile summit, Mount Roraima stands tall at 1,300 feet of green-covered cliffs. This spectacle acts as the centerpiece between the neighboring countries of Brazil, Guyana, and Venezuela in the middle of dense rainforests. From atop the plateau, the misty fog surrounding the mountain transforms this exotic location into a real-life Mount Olympus, as low-sitting clouds sit far below the ledge. In addition to its commanding presence, Mount Roraima hosts a plethora of the surrounding forest endemic species, animals and plants that can only be found here in the world. This includes a species specifically unique to the summit, the Roraima bush toad. Small, textured, and stealthy, this toad blends in perfectly with the plateau, as even its croak resembles the sound of dripping water, a tune that's common in the humid peak. Number 12. Cima Humboldt and Cima Martel. Not far from the towering grace of Mount Roraima are the treacherous sinkholes of Cima Humboldt and Cima Martel. These two enormous sinkholes are well known for their size, state, and circumstance of formation. Sitting atop Sari-Sari Nyama, a large flat-top mountain known as Tepuy, these two sinkholes are not only surrounded by forest, but carpeted with vegetation and wildlife at their base as well. The sinkholes boast volumes up to 640 million cubic feet, with nearly a 100-story drop from the top to the bottom. Research in the 1970s uncovered the truth that Tepuy is made of quartzite, and the erosive nature of the mineral led to these sinkholes, as well as cave formations across the mountain. Studying this process has helped scientists research the nature of the erosive process of quartzite for decades, as even today the Tepuy is sealed off to non-scientific visitors. Number 11. Easter Island. Settled by the easternmost Polynesian tribe known as the people of Rapa Nui, Easter Island is most well known for the stonework they left behind. The Rapa Nui people use different types of stone in their work, pulling from the natural resources of the island for basalt, obsidian, scoria, and more. From this rock, they crafted many items, glyphs, buildings, and of course, the iconic Moai statues characterized by their large oblong-shaped heads and rigid expressions. The island itself maintains a relatively low population at 91 people per square mile. However, it's extremely remote for its size, with every nearby island at least 1,200 miles away. Number 10. Galapagos Islands. One of the more well-known locations on this list, the famed Galapagos Islands are home to some of the most varied and unique wildlife in the world. This archipelago of volcanic isles is a part of Ecuador and hosts 18 main islands of at least 1 square kilometer in size. For those unfamiliar, this chain of islands played a major role in the work of biologist Charles Darwin, as the extreme environments of each island provided real-time proof for variation in species' evolutionary path. Some of the creatures that assisted with this find include different species of finches, ranging from the woodpecker finch to the vampire finch, and the Galapagos tortoise, a massive reptile that lives for up to 150 years or more. Number 9. Supai. Down in the American Southwest, there's still a town that has mail delivered by mule. Settled at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, the town of Supai is the capital of the Havasupai Indian Reservation and the most remote community in 48 states. With a population of only a couple hundred as of the last census, this town is a living relic of the Old West combined with the native Havasupai culture. Due to its remote location, this place can only be accessed by foot, mule, or helicopter. Unfortunately, this town being in the Grand Canyon makes it dangerously close to the rivers and creeks that also line the canyon floor. In times of rainstorms, Supai has gotten hit with floods so bad that the tribe has had to close the town to visitors for up to a year at a time, as repairs to the bridges and trails are made. Between 2008 and 2011, Supai was closed to outsiders for nearly 2 years. Number 8. Lake Baikal. The Siberian region of Russia is primarily characterized by harsh long winters, giving the mental image of a barren frozen tundra. On the contrary, Siberia hides away one of the largest lakes in the world, and a forested, lively ecology that revolves around it. With 23% of the planet's freshwater supply, this massive lake dwarfs the North American Great Lakes in volume. Sitting much thinner than the expansive width of Lake Superior, Lake Baikal is a rift lake forming the shifting of tectonic plates, resulting in an extremely deep and secluded body of water. In addition to being the world's deepest lake, it is also thought to be the world's oldest lake, estimated to be nearly 30 million years old. A pillar of the local ecological development, the area surrounding Lake Baikal features nearly 1,000 species of plants and more than 2,500 species of animals, over 80% of which are endemic to the region. Number 7. Oymyakon. This small Russian town has a population of only about 500 people and is located in an area known by the locals as Stalin's Death Ring. The village boasts the lowest temperature recorded by a permanently inhabited settlement at -96 degrees Fahrenheit. Blanketed in a fresh layer of never-melting snow, the town consistently looks more like a gingerbread sculpture than a real place on any given day. The inhabitants of Oymyakon live in darkness for 21 hours a day, without indoor plumbing, and subsist on a diet of reindeer meat and frozen fish. Not quite the winter wonderland you might want, but with everything covered in ice, it might just be the best view of the northern lights on Earth. Number 6. Lake Vostok. Deep within the icy continent of Antarctica lie almost 400 subglacial lakes, but among all of them, only one reigns supreme: Lake Vostok. At 160 miles in length, 30 miles in width, and 1,300 cubic miles in volume, Vostok only ranks in as the 6th largest lake by volume and the 16th largest by surface area. Size alone didn't earn Vostok a place on this list, but rather the 13,000 foot of ice that separate the lake from the rest of the world, with the lake itself sitting 1,600 feet below sea level. As such, some scientists believe the actual water of Lake Vostok to have been isolated for 15 to 25 million years. Scientists have used Lake Vostok as a focal point for unlocking information in biology and space travel. Through deep ice core drilling, researchers have been able to access and find microorganisms from within the lake, matching species we have here elsewhere on Earth. The main goal of many of these researchers is to find evidence of the ability to survive on subglacial lakes, as scientists believe Jupiter's and Saturn's moons, Europa and Enceladus respectively, will have subglacial lakes as well. Number 5. Raja Ampat. An archipelago in the northwest corner of Indonesia, Raja Ampat has been referred to as a species factory of sorts. Hosting a beautiful beach isle backdrop, the powerful deep-sea currents of Raja Ampat provide bountiful nutrients to the local fauna. The archipelago's rich biodiversity is a relatively new discovery, with conservation efforts only beginning in 2001. Raja Ampat, which translates to the Four Kings, is located in the Coral Triangle, the core of the planet's coral reef biodiversity. Among the islands, Raja Ampat is the most biodiverse, thus making it the most diverse coral reef ecosystem in the world. Number 4. Mount Bosavi. Composed of the collapsed cone of a volcano, Mount Bosavi looks more like a small circular mountain range than a singular mountain. This large green summit has a crater approximately 2.5 miles wide and a half-mile deep. Acting as a landmark for 4 nearby tribes known as the Kaluli, the Alogo, the Walulu, and the Wasesi. The local groups refer to themselves collectively as the Bosavi Kalu, or People of Bosavi. Not limited to people, the mountain is also home to a number of endemic creatures such as specific species of frogs, fish, bats, and rats. While the list is currently small for endemic creatures, the expedition that uncovered them was only launched in 2009. There's still much research to be done in this area of Papua New Guinea. Number 3. Cape Melville. Surrounded by a field of granite boulders, this isolated bit of rainforest atop the Melville mountain range has remained unfazed by annual bushfires. As a result, many animal species within Cape Melville are believed to have remained preserved for millions of years. This rainforest has scientists excited as the first documented exploration of the forest range came just recently in 2013. In their research, scientists discovered a handful of new species including a leaf-tailed gecko, a blotched boulder frog, and a foxtail palm. In addition to these new species, Cape Melville is right in the middle of crocodile country, as nearby beaches, creeks, and more act as a home to the ridge-backed reptiles. In some ways, this might be the only lost world on this list crawling with dinosaurs. Number 2. Son Doong Cave. In the Quang Binh province of central Vietnam, a cave the size of a Boeing jetliner sat hidden from the world until supposedly first discovered in 1990. But the man who claimed to have found it, a local named Ho Khan, couldn't figure out how to get back. So it wasn't until 2008 when the same local rediscovered it, and then 2009 when Khan guided the first expedition there, that it became publicly known as Hang San Dang, or Mountain River Cave. Estimated to be around 3 million years old, the cave is estimated to be the largest cave in the world. Standing 200 meters tall and 150 meters wide, and stretching 5 kilometers in length, this cave is large enough to fit a small college town into, buildings, vehicles, and all. It even has stalagmites that reach 80 meters in height, the tallest in the world. Number 1. Socotra. Part of a large archipelago of the same name, Socotra is an island off the coast of Yemen and Somalia near the Arabian Sea. This island is known as the heart of biodiversity in the Arabian Sea, offering an almost alien landscape due to its unique flora and fauna. The plant life on Socotra has especially strange qualities. The dragon blood tree, for example, features prickly spines similar to those of a pine tree. However, its gnarled and close-knit branches build a muddled web of wood that creates something wholly unique. Heavily isolated with a mostly tropical desert climate, Socotra is a haven for reptiles with more than 30 endemic species found on this one island. Historical records indicate it may have been home to even more reptiles of larger size. But consistent attempts at settlement on the island and the introduction of foreign species have changed the environment too drastically for them to subsist.